She's a shining light, E.G. lately standing for what's right.
I wanted to do a quick talk about this Guthrie case that's going on. Are you familiar with that? The whole country's talking about it right now. The kidnapping.
Yeah, it's crazy. This old lady, and I've heard her family is a little suspicious. Little
Well,
bit.
I do find it strange. Typically, when this shit
Right.
happens, there's usually someone who is inside. And also, they want Bitcoin, which, by the way, clearly whoever did the kidnapping knows nothing about how Bitcoin works, because they're going to be able to track. You could track each Bitcoin better than any dollar out there. So I don't know.
Well, yes, because all of it's all very public.
Yes.
It's
Like,
not
we're going to
it's
be able to watch
anonymous.
that
It's just-
transaction take place and then follow you, whatever you do with the Bitcoin after that. So I don't understand why people keep thinking. That's why I think it's got to be someone who is either middle-aged or older. So Silk Road was this incident that happened with Bitcoin where all this Bitcoin went missing. And that happened like almost like 15, 20 years ago. They were able to follow that Bitcoin everywhere it went and eventually captured a man in Russia for the theft of it. And then he went to jail for like life. So that, like, I don't understand why people still have this idea that Bitcoin is like this anonymous currency, which, by the way, I hope the kidnapper's not watching this and going, man, I'm gonna have to do a about face here, because but you know, the only people I know of who think that Bitcoin is still like untrackable are like people who just don't understand it, right? Now you may go, my dear.
Okay. Oh, yes. People who don't understand it. And also, just as a side note on the Silk Road arrest, they had to be really careful about him closing his laptop in the place that they found him. So they found him and they were in the location and they had to quickly arrest him before he could shut his laptop and block them from getting access to it. So if you're sophisticated enough with Bitcoin, I'm sure there's a way for you to protect your privacy, but that doesn't mean that it's anonymous.
Heard the kidnappers watching. Yeah, absolutely, they're watching. They're a big fan. The Bitcoin was around then. Yeah,
But this
Bitcoin
poor
has been
lady,
around
she's
for a
like-
while. We're about to take a look at this real quick, okay? Hang on, I need to share this with you, Valak, real quick. Give me 1 second here, and then we will share this, and then we'll go over to Fallak so that she can share her stuff with you. Do you see that, Fal? The almighty Fallak?
I see it. I see it.
All right, so this is
Oh,
this
goodness, don't
is
put all that on me.
this is the story basically involving this lady. I wanted to talk about this just because it's such a big thing right now that's going on.
It's crazy, and it was in a good neighborhood too.
And if you've never watched the Today Show, Savannah Guthrie is one of the hosts of it, and this is her mom, which is why it's a big deal. Because most people have no idea who this lady is, right? But it's because Savannah Guthrie is a Today Show host. And anyway, let's take a look at this video real quick. This is apparently some updated news going on. No, the guy that built Silk Road was accused of doing it, Ruggiero, but it wasn't him. It was a guy in Russia who did it. I watched a whole big documentary on it. I heard the kidnappers watch. Carla, stop listening to Dog Pack. He has bad information, okay? No, not Savannah Marie, Carla. Not Savannah. What's up, DSB?
Over the weekend, releasing yet another video written to her mother Nancy's captors. Her message, we will pay. This as we learn of a ransom note and a deadline in that note set for later today.
We received your message and we understand. We beg now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate.
Listen, all right, I'm not saying that any of these people have anything to do with it, but I don't know. This feels, I feel awkward to you, Fallon, like the way they're sitting.
It does.
It feels very performative.
Also, we don't negotiate with terrorists. If somebody's trying to hold somebody I love hostage, we're willing to pay. Why are we doing this?
Yeah, I honestly, I don't think Savannah Guthrie's an idiot. I don't think that she would be dumb enough to like plan all this and make it all up. But I don't know. He seems shady though, doesn't he? He's the shady one over here.
There's speculation that, like, based off of the time frame from some of the footage, that they were looking for something within her house, which feels personal, you know, like maybe there's some documents they need, or I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Now, obviously, this is all speculation, okay? I'm not insinuating anything. I'm just saying it looks a little shady over there, okay? It's our job to speculate on here. So, but let's keep going.
Well, and we were right. Okay, I'm
no,
sorry.
go ahead. You can finish your thought.
When we were looking at the dentist story and stuff like that, we were right that it just felt personal, even though we were kind of speculating or giving our opinions on that. We're like, the situation in which this happened is way too personal for it to be some random act or some random kidnapping act, or,
Now, obviously, Savannah Guthrie probably has done pretty well for herself because she's on the Today Show. Now, I don't think they make like buku bucks. She probably makes like 6 figures a year, probably, but I'm not thinking she's like a multimillionaire or nothing like that. She's a news anchor for the Today Show. Like, she probably sits pretty on
Yeah, I
high on the
know.
hog, but she probably like she ain't Jeff Bezos rich or nothing. Let's see what the chat's saying a little bit right here. Tina Cat says, I didn't know who Savannah Guthrie was. I haven't watched daytime TV in over 20 years, but I feel like something is off about this whole thing. Anytime there's a kidnapping like this, that's this public, there's always something strange going on. And I don't know whether or not we're just scarred from all the fake kidnappings out there that have happened or what, but yeah, typically something weird always ends up being in the fold, or someone close to the family is behind it, you know? Because why her? Out of everybody you could kidnap, why Savannah Guthrie of the Today Show's mom? I don't know. It seems weird to
Yeah.
me. It seems very, very weird to me. Hey, New Moon, good to see you.
And they did find blood at the crime scene as well.
Well, I hope that she's alive. I do hope that she's alive. I don't wish that on anybody. I really honestly don't. Like, that would, I could not imagine being in this situation, although I'd be screwed because I wouldn't have any money to pay anything to get like my mother back or nothing. I would just become Liam Neeson and hunt them down. All right, let's keep going.
Pray with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable.
She's
to
reading
us,
off paper.
and we will pay.
We also have a lot of questions. After many moves by investigators over the weekend, cameras spotted investigators searching once again at Nancy Guthrie's home, also at the home of her daughter, Annie. We've learned of investigators combing this and another gas station asking for surveillance video.
I'm Harris Faulkner. You
Figure it
are
out.
in the Faulkner Focus.
Uh-oh, we're in the
Day 9.
Faulkner Focus.
And some sudden return to the scene activity, the home where the missing mom of NBC host Savannah Guthrie's mom was at last for dinner before she vanished, also a place they went back to and are going back to, and a whole lot of other action and movement to get you brought in on. Savannah and her siblings are making their third cryptic plea to whomever
Ooh.
is holding their mom.
Saying cryptic.
We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace.
How does
This is
this
very valuable to us.
How does this tip line work? It's missing a whole number. 1-800-CALL-FBI. I feel like there's supposed to be another number here,
No.
isn't there?
No, it's 3 numbers and then 4 numbers. They just
Oh,
flipped it so
call.
that-
Oh, okay. So they just did it in a weird way. Okay. Yeah, no. Okay, that's what threw me off. All right. I'm stupid. Continue.
And we will pay.
And of course, we know that there has also been a video from the brother who you saw on her right-hand
Oh.
side, Cameron. And as that video was released, new scrutiny over the investigation itself after the sheriff leading the case, the Pima County Sheriff. This is one of the biggest cases ever in the state of Arizona. He's in charge, spotted courtside at University of Arizona basketball game. Now, they are #1 in the country, which would tell you you definitely could have watched this on TV. It's raising some fresh questions about focus and urgency. Sheriff Nanos now acknowledging some missteps on his own in
Now, I will admit, okay, first off, we're watching Fox News, so take most of what you say with a grain of salt. But secondly, I mean, sometimes people, if this is going on, just because I've never been in a kidnapped situation, hopefully I never am, but, sometimes people go to things just to get out of their own mind, So, what do you think, Val?
Also, I
Any
do feel
reason-
like, oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, what do you think? Is there anything shady about that guy going to a basketball game?
Everybody processes things differently. Maybe he wanted to get out of his head. Maybe being at home was too anxious for him. There's a lot of different reasons. I personally wouldn't. But I won't judge him for what his, even with Erica Kirk and everything she was doing, like I could see up to a point, I could see like maybe she just turned her grief into motivation to further Charlie's vision for Turning Point, right?
Mhm.
That's how she wanted to channel her grief because it was too much to bear.
Yeah.
But then you listen to some of these leaked videos and stuff, and it's like, doesn't really sound like grief to me.
I haven't heard any of
sounds-
them, so I can't really comment on that. But if it
Yeah.
felt like she was being performative, I'd probably point it out. But again, none of us have ever been in that situation. I'm sure she loved Charlie.
Exactly.
There's no doubt there.
Yes.
But
And I was like, the memes are funny or whatever, but everybody handles grief in a different way. Maybe she chooses to be very productive about it. And then I heard a couple of like leaked calls with like her Turning Point staff that made me feel differently about it. But that's just my opinion. I don't really like to judge grief.
yeah, it's hard because everybody does do it completely different. Richard says never underestimate those of us who are older told her. I never would. Rogera could probably program stuff around me in circles. So I definitely believe that.
Nancy Guthrie's home.
Please tell me not.
Fox Digital reports staffing shortages delayed the launch of high-tech search aircraft for the hours after 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was first reported missing. In moments, we'll hear from former FBI Special Agent Stuart Kaplan. We'll dig in deep with Stuart. First, though, senior correspondent Alicia Acuna reports live from Tucson. Alicia.
And Marnie, hi, Harris. No confirmation yet on whether the family has paid that reported $6 million. And we don't know yet if that video that the Guthries released over the weekend prompted any movement by her captors. Right now, we want to give you a bird's eye view of the situation here on the ground from our Fox flight crew. You can see 2 sheriff's vehicles parked outside the home. This began on Sunday.
Okay.
The department issuing a statement saying their constant presence now is at the request of the Guthrie family. There's this septic tank that was searched this weekend as well. On Sunday afternoon, investigators used a long pole to probe inside. They were focused here for about an hour in the back of Nancy's property. On Saturday night, law enforcement returned to re-walk the terrain around the house using their flashlights in the pitch black dark of night. Then later that night, our Fox Digital team was at Annie Guthrie's house when sheriff deputies went inside. Flashes of light could be seen like coming from a camera. They were coming from the garage and also from another room. The FBI is analyzing a trove of data from not only Nancy Guthrie's home, but her neighbors. This is a photo.
But anyway, I was just curious. I know it's a big time story right now, so I do not love McAfee, especially when they interrupt my videos. You tell them, Maya, quit picking on me. A big bunch of bullies in the chat.
Oh, but I can pick on him.
Well, yeah, don't piss Maya off though. She'll come get you in the chat. She'll tell you.
Oh, me and Maya are tight.
So we'll keep an eye on that Guthrie thing. We'll see what happens. $6 million of Bitcoin, gonna be pretty easy to trace. So again, they're gonna see everywhere that money goes. They probably already know that they're just waiting for the wallet number, and then they can follow that wallet everywhere. So unless these are like really super smart kids or whatever that know how to move stuff around, they're gonna get caught. But again, like the Silk Road people moved that money all over the place, and they still got caught. So, and most of these crypto exchanges all have KYC, which is know your customer, for reasons like this, because crypto being decentralized doesn't mean that people just want crypto to be able to go wherever you want without any kind of hassle at all. So I do think these people are going to eventually get caught.
The chaos is a shining light.